Hey everybody, good morning. Actually, good afternoon. Happy Friday. Usually I love Fridays. This one not so much when it's the last Friday of your vacation and you go back to work on Monday. That's never good. But in order to get to next Friday, we have to get through this Friday, so it is what it is, right? Vacation, just grabbed a pack of Captain Black Royal in the Cobb. Really have forgotten how much I enjoy Cobbs. I've said this before on my channel. We all spend a ton of money on briars, and why? The Cobb smoke's just as good as my briars, if not better than a lot of them. And they're kind of neat. I don't know. Whatever. I wouldn't trade my briars still. Just a different smoke. But on the forums on Facebook, I always see guys almost every week asking, new to pipe smoking, how should I get started? Get a Cobb. Get some 1Q or some Captain Black Royal and see if it's for you. Captain Black Royal, to me, is just like 1Q. It's similar. Very vanilla. Decent flavor. Easy to find. You know, you don't have to order it. You can go into a drugstore if you can find one that still sells it, or a tobacco shop will have it. Not bad. Anyhow, I thought I'd do one in my series today, Growing Up 80s. As we approach the end of the year, I had a couple series running. I had the 2019 Codger Challenge, which I may or may not do something with that before the year's up. And I had Growing Up 80s, and that wasn't really a yearly series. That can go on into next year, really, because it's not the 2019 Growing Up 80s series. So I'm 2 days late, but let's talk Growing Up 80s. Let's talk Christmas, growing up in the 80s. So the biggest thing, you know, and I'm not going to get into a long video, but the biggest thing that strikes me at Christmas is the difference between Christmas now and Christmas in the 80s. Christmas in the 80s, everything was closed. You couldn't find anything open, except for maybe the truck stop was open. And maybe the airport. I'm not even sure about the airport. I was too young to really fly or mess around with it. But the truck stop, I think, may have been open. And that's about it. Everything else was closed. Certainly no restaurants. Certainly no stores. No, drug stores. You know, you go out today on Christmas and you got pretty much everything. From movie theaters to restaurants to some stores were even open. So, you know, and you know, not only that, but entertainment. Entertainment is so much different. You know, we spent a lot of time this week having fun playing different new games that we've shown each other on our iPads or our iPhones or whatever the case may be. And you can play a lot of cool games and at your fingertips. We all do it. Well, I don't say we all do it, but a lot of us do. You didn't have that growing up in the 80s. You were lucky if you had one of those handheld football games. But I remember Christmas Day, most of the games that we played were either board games or card games. I'm not saying one is better than the other. It's just different. It's just different. You could still play on your iPad or your iPhone and still have conversation with folks and still have a good time and laugh, and everybody's playing a game they enjoy, instead of everybody sitting around a Monopoly game where half the people don't enjoy being around it and they're pissed off, and the other half are trying to win and people are mad that they're losing. And I don't know. Just different. I'm not saying one's right, one's wrong. Just different. So that struck me as, you know, just little things like that. How much things have changed, you know. Even you know, the Christmas morning to me, and that, probably because I was a kid, so it's obviously going to feel different than it is now. But another thing that was really striking to me this year was Christmas cards. In years past, we didn't send Christmas cards this year. We just didn't get around to it. And we only got one Christmas card this year. We moved and, who knows? People just don't send them. I had friends on Facebook posting that, hey, I'm going to save my Christmas cards from 2 years ago because I didn't get any this year. Or I usually fill up my whole door full of Christmas cards, and this year I only have 5, whatever the case may be. And to me, I kind of think social media is responsible for that. Not just Christmas cards, but I was telling Mrs. Buck, I also think social media, and I've said this before, is kind of responsible for the decline of family reunions, class reunions, get-togethers. It's kind of made them almost obsolete. My 30th year class reunion will be coming up here next 2021. If it's a time I can get there and it's convenient, maybe I'll go. But if I don't, I don't. And the reason I say that and not upset about it is because I'm more in touch with my classmates at 30 years than I was at 10. The 10-year reunion, thinking back to 2001, pre-Facebook, pre-all this stuff, we didn't, it was a lot of catch-up. That's what reunions were for. But now there's nothing to catch up. We see each other's kids growing up. We talk to each other, a lot of days. People are in touch more now than they were 20 years ago, 30 years ago. So, off topic a little bit, but to me, that was the difference. Just reflecting back the last couple of days, growing up in the 80s on Christmas, much different than growing up now or even being alive now for Christmas. There was a time in the 80s, I remember really early 80s, where we didn't even have cable. You just had 3 stations and you just have to be stuck with what's on TV. Now you've got 24 hours of Christmas Story running on TBS and 24 hours of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation running on AMC and 24 hours of this and that and pretty much anything you want. And you got Hulu and you got Vudu and you got whatever that's out there, Netflix, whatever you want. You got it at the click of a fingertip. You can go and watch a series. So I say all that to say, is it better? Is Christmas better now than it was in the 80s? Was Christmas in the 80s better than it is now? And I say, it's just different. It's just different. I don't know that one's better than the other. I don't know that I would trade either, other than being a kid again. I mean, of course, that's pretty cool. But outside of that, I don't know if I would say one is better than the other. Just very different. Very different. And that's for all holidays, not just Christmas, but Thanksgiving, Easter, things of that nature as well. And just nothing was open on those days, and now everything's open, and online shopping's open, and you can do whatever you want. Heck, even going back to the 80s, if somebody was out of town, you had to buy their gifts at the store, package them all up, rush them to the post office, pack them, wrap them, do all that craziness, and then ship it to them. And now, with a couple clicks of a button on Amazon, you can have them wrapped, have them shipped, drop shipped to their address, done. You don't even have to see the gift, touch it. It's there the next day. I just ordered a few extra Christmas gifts, or a few Christmas gifts, and we were delayed on my side of the family this year because we just get, there's no other word than lazy, I'll just say it. We weren't getting together for Christmas, and so we just decided, hey, when we get to it, we get to it, and it's just a couple of us, so we got to it late. But I was able to just boom, 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 and guess what? They're there in one day. Done and done. Anyhow, that's what I have for you today, folks. Growing up 80s Christmas. The things I do miss, I've talked about the Sears catalog before. I've talked about going to the toy section in Kmart before, and just seeing all that. We did drive and look at Christmas lights last night. That was cool. I mean, you did that in the 80s as well. But one thing Mrs. Buckeye said last night too, I guess it's a little bit different between Christmas in the 80s and Christmas now is, going back through the years, everybody had Christmas lights up. Now you go through neighborhoods and maybe every third house, fourth house, if that, has lights up. Not everybody. Kind of different. Again, is it good or bad? I don't know. It's just different. People are busy, too busy to put up Christmas lights. Neighbor's dog here. Anyhow, folks, Christmas in the 80s compared to Christmas now. Drop your thoughts below deck. Let me know what you think. Thanks, as always, for watching. Hopefully maybe jump on and do maybe another Scotch review or two today if I get the chance before we get out of town here on Sunday. But wishing you all the blessings in the world. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. Hopefully you were able to touch somebody, pay it forward, bless somebody, do something different for somebody this year, even if it's a small thing. Again, that was my challenge for everybody this year is pay it forward. Have a good one, everybody. And pick you up a pouch of that. It won't hurt you. Yeah, that's not bad for a Captain Black. We'll talk to you later, everybody. Have a great day.